Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's episode, the anticipated update on the KH Keeper. My thoughts and whether anything could be done better in my opinion. But this is just basically my opinion guys. Everybody has their own, and for me, like I said before, it's just the way, you know, what I've experienced and basically what I think about the product. But heading straight into it, the overall quality of the KH Keeper, in my opinion, is fantastic. The unboxing was brilliant. It was something like you're getting an Apple product. You know, it's meticulous. It was really good quality. The stuff that came with it, especially the test vials. More often than not, when you get some sort of machine, like say a doser, it usually comes with the plastic test tube vials just to calibrate it. And with this, it comes with the glass vials, which is fantastic. Another thing to mention is the tubing. There's more than enough tubing to go, especially on my 350. And like you've seen before, it's basically I plugged mine onto the back wall, which is just there. So to have the tubing all the way from there into my sump, and then more back into the waste box, then it's perfect. There's more than enough, like I said, and I still got some saved up in the back room as well. So that's another good positive to it. A few little niggles that have niggled me over the past few weeks is the sound, the noise, guys. It's certainly not quiet. Now I know that there's a few that are loud. The Mastertronic is supposed to be loud as well, but I think this will knock every one of them out of the park. I have my TV up a fair whack, you know. It's fairly high really. Not that I've got any problems with my hearing, but and I can still hear this when it's doing its testing. So that shows you how high it is really. Other than that, it only goes on for around about 2 minutes. What it does is it takes 50 ml of water out of the tank, basically puts it back into the test bottle, the test vial, and then what it does is for about 1.5 minutes, it puts the reagent A into it. It slowly drips it, and that's the sound. That is the noisiest part of it. And that goes on for about 2 minutes, and then it just drops it. So a bit like when you get a Salifert test kit where you have to drop it slowly and then swirl it and drop it slowly. That's exactly what that does, but just on a mechanical format. The other things that is annoying is the calibration. Now it says that in the instructions that you only need to calibrate it once a month. I absolutely disagree with that. I think they need to check that out, because you don't have to calibrate it once a month. It's definitely I've been calibrating at the beginning. I was doing it every day for 5 days. Now is that me, or is that just the way it needs to be? Now the pH was reading really low on this tank, but on my Apex it was saying that it was at 8.2, which is usually where it stands. On this it was saying it was 7.9, 7.8, and then when I calibrated it, it comes with calibration powders, which has to be heated up to 25 degrees and stuff to get a right calibration. Now come on guys, you know, for me, you need to, it's just a load of messing about. So what I did was I bought the liquid forms, the green bottles. I'll just see if I can get them now. I bought these bottles here. Basically I stick them in my sump or my tank just before I'm ready to test it, maybe half an hour before, and there they are. And basically what these are is, this is a 0.4 and a 0.7, and basically what I do is I'll just stick them in the tank here like this, leave them in the tank for about 25 minutes, 20 minutes, and when it's heated up to the temperature, then I basically calibrate it that way. And I seem to get a better accurate reading than I did with the powder. So come on KH Keeper and old Reef Factory, let's sort this out and give the people some liquid rather than the powders. I don't know why they give the powders, but in my opinion it's just a waste of time. But what I do is I've filmed a snapshot and basically a few other things of the KH keeper, the sound of it. I've also filmed the app, which I'll obviously post on here. But other than that, guys, nothing too much to really complain about. I'm really impressed with the KH keeper up once it's dialed in. But like I said, it's just getting it dialed in and to what you want it at. But it does seem fairly accurate. I can't complain about that. Like I said before, I run my alkalinity quite high. So overall, it tends to stay where it should be. And especially when I test it on the HANA alkalinity checker, it's in the ballpark, give or take a few little DKH, as in, like, say, if it's testing 10.6 on the KH keeper, it might test like 10.4, 10.5 on the HANA checker. So overall, pretty accurate, but that also says that the HANA checkers are really accurate as well. So do you really need to buy one of these? Not really. Basically, it's probably just me. I'm just lazy in my testing. So, you know, anything that can make this hobby easier, in my opinion, is worth its weight in gold, but only if it's accurate enough. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll post a few other videos, and I'll also post the app of the setup, and basically it's just showing you what the certain things in the app are. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you shortly, guys. Right, so guys, we're heading straight over onto the Smart Reef. So once you've got your Reef Factory KH keeper set up where you want it, be it in your cabinet or on your wall, you have to download the Smart Reef app, which is just here. Basically what it does is it comes into this app, and basically it shows you, this is just your main screen, which you will see. All of these are just self-explanatory, really. This is just your country of origin. This is basically your notifications. So as you can see, a few days ago, 6 days ago, my alkalinity changed, went up nearly by 1 DKH within the space of like 4 hours. So what it does, guys, is it basically checks again. So if it's over your set limit, then it'll test again. I mean, something like an air bubble might have got into the tube, or there might have been some sort of liquid still left in. Anything can change that. So what it does is it's just like a backup, and it'll test it again for you. These are just your account settings, your terms, your account, close your account or your log out. And then this is just making sure that it's connected to your Wi-Fi, your name of your aquarium, so you name it. And then this is your reef log. Just here, so you can add in like whatever you want. So if you could say like your tank tests, so your coral feeding, fish feeding, water, you could just basically add it. So you could just click on it and basically add another task. So it's really simple, really intuitive, really happy with the way this goes. But going back onto it, I've just come off it, sorry guys. Yeah, going back onto it, this takes you back to the screen. And like you said, this over on this section, this take now, basically I have mine set for 6 times a day. So what all this basically does is it'll take, if you want take a spare one, so say for instance you takes one at 12, which mine does, and then 4 and then 8. Basically if you want to take one at 2, you'll press the take now and it'll basically start one off. It'll take another test. The settings, these are the ones that I've just told you about, the adjustment. So basically this one means if for instance you've tested your tank with another alkalinity checker, say, you know, and it comes back different, or you believe in the other one, you can input it there and it will change it to what you want. I don't do that, but you know, it's each to their own, I suppose. The setting intervals, these are the times that you can have it. So you can have it every hour, every 2 hours, 4, 6, 8 or 12, or you can have it off. I have it on the 4. The remeasurement, which is just here, this is what I just told you before, guys, is if it goes above that 0.8, it will retest. So basically it's just like a backup, and it'll just retest it for you. The return water is the one where it will send it into the back your water. Once it's tested, it will send it back into your sump or your main display. I don't want that to happen, so I have it going into a separate bucket, and then I also dose just normal extra salt water, 50 ml every time it tests. The light just means the light on the actual on the KH keeper, and the mixer speed, according to the instructions, says that for the better, more accurate reading, you're best off keeping it on the slow. So that's all I do, is I keep it on the slow. The calibration side, this is where you calibrate it once you want to set it up. Your pH probe, basically you'll stick it in the pH solution that comes with it, and then what you'll do is you'll begin calibration. Now the calibration, it will basically, you'll put the probe into the calibration solution, and it'll calibrate it after 6 minutes. After 6 minutes is done, you take it out, rinse it with RO water, and then I tested it again and put it back into the calibration fluid, and it kept on coming out. It was coming at 4.0, 4.21, 4.4, 4.3. The lowest I ever got it was 4.08, and that was the lowest I ever got it. So I set with that, but that was after about 6 or 7 times of doing it. So that's where it comes on to the point where it's not 100%, and one time of the calibration is not enough. The same thing applies with the calibration 7, and then the test accuracy. This is where it states that you can insert the pH probe into a liquid between 4 and 7, wait 67, and then read the value. I've done it, and like I said before, the lowest I ever got it was 4.08. So it says if it's greater than 0.5, calibrate the probe again, but ignore that because you will never get it that close again. The aquarium pump B, this is where you just basically do all your calibration for your pumps. Before you do any calibration, guys, you must fill the circuit. So you press the fill the circuit button. That then pumps the water through this actual machine, through the system, and then once it starts to come out of the pipe, that's when you know you can begin the calibration process. And the same thing applies. Once you've done it, it basically tells you your accuracy, just like there, and it says the same. You put the larger vial underneath, it doses 50 mils of the salt water into the tank, into the vial, and basically this is pretty accurate. Never really had a problem with this one. Same thing applies to the reagent A as well, exactly the same. You begin your calibration, it'll come on for 60 seconds, and then you just got to measure it. You type in how much has been dispersed, so it might be like, say, 6.8. You type that in, and then it calculates it over the minute, and that's basically what you do with that. And then you test accuracy again, but this time it will only dose 5 ml of the reagent. And don't forget to just tip the reagent back into your reagent solution. It is expensive stuff, but at the end of the day, you need it to. This needs to be spot on. Otherwise, the pH probe, I wasn't really that bothered about, but this is a must to get a better, more accurate reading. And then the empty is just basically, if you don't want to have anything in your vial, your test vial, you just press empty and it empties it out. And then your set reminder is just when you want it calibrating again. But other than that, you choose a period, so you can have 1, 2 weeks, 4 months, 1 month or 3 months. I have it set at 1 month, so every month it'll come and it'll send me an alert saying that I need to test, to recalibrate it again. But other than that, guys, that's basically it on this app. So what I'll do is I'll show you the sound of the machine as well, which is pretty loud, and you can judge for yourself.
A few moments later.
Alright, guys, so this is it, doing a test now. Basically what it does is, I've told you before, but basically what it does is it sucks the remaining water that's keeping the pH probe basically wet, you know, so it doesn't dry out. It sucks it out, puts it into the waste bottle which is there, and then what it does is it then gets more water from the sump in my tank, and it puts it into the cup there. Here we can see, starts to fill the cup, Basically then what it does is you'll hear it in a minute, and it will start to fill it with the reagent A, which is in that tub just there. So basically that's the reagent, this is my RO, this is the waste, and this is just a spare RO. But what it'll do is, like I've said, it'll just basically fill it up, put the reagent in, and there's a little stirrer that's in the glass that will then stir the mixture as it's being put in. But another thing which I don't really like on it, which basically drives me and my missus mad, is the sound of it. Obviously I'll show you that in a minute. I'll show you to have a look at the tank, but you'll understand exactly what I mean. The sound of it is just crazy. It's not as bad, you know, when the TV's high and stuff like that. But when it's if your TV is low and stuff like that, then it's just so noisy. There's the A cans starting to come out, so starting to settle in. But everything else in the tank is not doing too bad. So now it's filled. It's filled it up now. So we should be going on to the second part, just there. And as you can hear, guys, it is noisy. What it's doing is it's dropping the reagent. You can see the ripples. It's dropping the reagent into it, and then there's not a metal stirrer, like a stirrer that's in that cup, and it'll start to stir. But as you can see, I'm over here, guys, and you can still hear it. There's my chair, and as you can see, or it's not see, you can hear. It is pretty noisy. That's it. Putting the big dose in, then what it does is it'll do little tiny doses into the cup, because basically what's happening now is it's stirring it up. So it's stirring the reagent in with the tank water, and then it'll slowly add it, just like when you do calcium tests, and you have to put in little drops at a time and stir it, little drops at a time and stir it. It's exactly the same process, other than it's mechanically done. But that's the next stage, what it will do. Yeah, it is. That's another thing that I just don't like, is just the noise. The noise is too loud for it. So yeah, just thought I'd show you that, and we'll go on to a few more talking points. So guys, that's my overall opinion on the KH Keeper. Now, is it for you guys? Is it too much messing about? Let me know what you think down below. I'd love to know your opinions, what you think, whether you're going to buy it or whether you're going to go for something different. But in my opinion, overall it's a pretty decent investment, other than the fiddly parts at the beginning of it. But that's like everything in an aquarium. Sometimes we always have things that trouble us at the beginning, but we overcome it and we get through it. So in my opinion, it's a sound investment. I'm really happy with the way it is and the way it's set up now. And yeah, let me know what you think. Also guys, don't forget to tune in to us every Friday night on the Friday night live stream. Myself, the Bearded Reef, Jay's Real Reef and Fish Palace. Obviously you know the score. We all do the live stream every week. One of us will do it every week. And yeah, we're having some really good guests coming up on the show. Really looking forward to that. Don't forget to check us out on our Instagram post as well. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, and don't forget to leave your comments below. Click the like and the subscribe, and yeah, I appreciate all your feedback. I appreciate you following me on this journey, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot guys.